Well, T-Rexcellent fans, the TV spot's out, the NBA spot is out, which means it's time to look at more Jurassic World Dominion merchandise. Starting off with the new mini dinosaur pack figures. I have two of each kind here. The individuals or pairs, as I believe there are two in each of these boxes, in these individual one-off boxes, and the larger sets in these two truck package boxes. Just give you a good look at each one of these. As you can see, it already shows off one of the 4 dinosaurs I believe you get in these packs, as well as a human being. The human is a mystery and the other 3 are a mystery as well, but this is clearly an Allosaurus. Same here with this, only this one is a Carnotaurus, and I do believe that these two actually reference what is most likely going to be the fight between the Carnotaurus and the Allosaurus that we are going to be seeing in Jurassic World Dominion. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, with that said, how about we get these guys open and see what I've got for myself, starting with the smaller packs. And here we go. Alright, we have a Baryonyx, really cool color design, and an Iguanodon. Not bad at all. I actually really do like these figures. Because the Iguanodon has very nice patterning, the detail is very well done, as is the Baryonyx. They seem to have really stepped up from the old minifigures in my opinion. Also, just because I missed it before, here is a quick showing on the back of the different dinosaurs you can get in these boxes. As you can see, we've got the Tyrannosaurus Rex, we've got Stegosaurus and the Atrociraptor, we've got the Giganotosaurus, the Quetzalcoatlus and the Gallimimus, what looks like the Therizinosaurus and the Lystrosaurus, the Baryonyx and the Iguanodon, which I just got, the Yangtunosaurus, I believe it is, and Blue the Velociraptor, and finally a Pteranodon and a Triceratops. So this is pretty good evidence that Yangtunosaurus will actually be in Dominion. I had my doubts, but okay, this is pretty cool. Anyway, on to the second box, and this one I will open in front of you, if I can manage it. Okay, we've got the Atrociraptor and the Stegosaurus, and wow, these are also really nice. Once again, the detailing on the plates of the Stegosaurus is very cool, though it doesn't seem to have it on the inside of the plates. That's a bit strange, or on the lower ones here. The spikes are also the same color as the skin tone, so that's a little disappointing, but still, as someone who loves the Stegosaurus, a very nice figure. And the Atrociraptor, which is definitely a new one, and this one looks very, very nice. I also do appreciate that they've sized it down from the Stegosaurus so it feels a little bit more accurate when you place them next to each other. Not quite, but still, you know, it's an improvement. Anyway, that's about it for the smaller boxes. Let's open one of the bigger ones now, shall we? Okay, I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful with this one because I actually want to keep the boxes in pretty good condition. But let's see, how do I open one of these? Okay, here we go. Slow and steady, guys. Slow and steady. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. These boxes are really taped up well. But I think I got it. Well, looky what we have here. The Carnotaurus, Claire, the Lystrosaurus, the Triceratops, and another Baryonyx. A little disappointing, as I don't really like always getting the same figure over and over again, but still, I do actually like the Baryonyx figure, so I can't complain. But let's get these other ones out and see what's else. The human figures are pretty minimal. There's not much too much detailing aside from the outfits and the hair designs. It would be kind of hard to tell these apart, and also the feet look a bit too big for the bodies, but still, what are you going to expect a figure this size? The Triceratops is a little smaller than I would have liked, and I'm not too much of a fan of this color design, but the pose is pretty cool. It looks like it's about to begin charging at something, so again, there's that. And here's the exemption of the rule. This is the Lystrosaurus, the first Permian animal, not counting the Dimetrodon, depending on which one of them appears in the movie first, that we got in the Jurassic franchise. And I have to say, this is a pretty cool figure. I really do like this one. And finally, for this lot is the Carnotaurus that we'll be seeing in the movie. I have to admit, I actually own several Carnotaurus figures of varying quality so far, and this one is pretty good. But at the same time, as I have several of them already, you know, not too fussed about this one. I still do like it though. And now for the fourth and final one. Bear with me, T-Rexcellent fans. Bear with me. I'm gonna get this out as fast as I can. And success. I got it open. And it didn't take me half an hour this time. Okay, let's see what we got here. We've got Owen, to be fair, as probably expected. We've got another Stegosaurus, this one have a different color scheme, so yeah, that's cool. Once again, like with the Baryonyx and with the Carnotaurus, I actually have several Stegosauruses so far, so I didn't really need another one. But this is still a very cool design. And yeah, though it does admittedly suffer from a different fault, as the colors here on the tail do not mesh with the rest of the back, which is a bit disappointing, but still, you know, I can never complain about Stegosaurus. I love them way too much. Ooh, we have a tiny Dimorphodon. I did not realize that this would be a part of it, but still, this is a new one, accurately sized. Not too much to say about the detail, as it's very minimal, but still, I do like it. Here we have the Owen figure, actually a little bit better detailed than Claire's, and goes as I can actually tell the face on it, but still, you know, a minimalist job all in all, but not a bad one. And of course, we can't have Owen without Blue, because just like with the, this is Blue's pretty much standard position for these figures, and her size is very similar to the Atrociraptor, whereas in a lot of her other figures, she's kind of the same size as everything else. Here, she feels more, you know, accurately sized to how she'd be compared to the other dinosaurs. Not perfect, but still pretty good. And last but not least, the Allosaurus, specifically the design for Battle at Big Rock, which made its way into Dominion. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite figures in the entire lot, as I do not yet actually have an Allosaurus figure. This is a very appreciated addition to my mini dinosaur collection. And I cannot wait for it and the Carnotaurus to duke it out in Dominion. That is going to be an awesome fight.